Welcome, seekers. I am the Catalyst, and today we delve into a world hidden in plain sight, the world of dark psychology. Some call it the study of shadows, but I see it as an opportunity to truly know oneself. You may think of darkness as something to be feared or avoided, but what if I told you that within darkness lies wisdom and resilience? Today we explore how embracing these shadows can lead us to our greatest strength. To know ourselves is to understand that both light and dark exist within us. We tend to avoid our shadows, our insecurities, and our doubts, seeking to bury them under layers of positivity. But avoiding them doesn't erase them. The dark has a voice, a quiet but persistent whisper that grows stronger the more we resist it. So, the first lesson is this: stop resisting your shadows. Accept that they are a part of you. Reflect on the anger, jealousy, or fear that may rise within you, not to condemn yourself, but to understand. Real strength lies not in repressing these feelings, but in learning from them. Ask yourself, what does this feeling reveal about me? Every shadow has something to teach. In my own journey, there was a time I struggled with comparison. I thought others had wisdom that I lacked, and their success highlighted my own shortcomings. But one night, as I meditated under the stars, I realized something powerful. Those feelings were telling me where my focus needed to go. I shifted my thoughts from comparison to curiosity. I began to ask, what can I learn from them? And slowly my resentment transformed into strength. I took what felt like a weakness and turned it into a source of learning. And this brings us to the second lesson. Understand the power of transformation. What if I told you that every weakness you think you have is simply a raw material waiting to be refined? Dark psychology teaches us that even our darkest thoughts can be alchemized into strengths. For instance, insecurity can become curiosity, and envy can fuel your drive to grow. But you must approach it with patience. Imagine a piece of iron, full of impurities. Only through intense heat and pressure can it be forged into steel. We too must forge ourselves, taking what we find difficult within us and slowly reshaping it through reflection and discipline. It may be uncomfortable, but true growth comes only when we face what is uncomfortable. Now let's talk about mindfulness, the third lesson. When you confront your shadows, they can feel overwhelming, like facing an endless abyss. But mindfulness anchors you. It reminds you to take one moment at a time. When you focus on the present, your mind stops wandering into the territory of doubt, regret, or anxiety. You simply exist, and in that existence lies immense power. Breathe in this moment with me. Breathe in clarity. Breathe out tension. With each breath, you train your mind to be present, to see the shadows clearly without being consumed by them. This mindfulness becomes your shield, your way of staying rooted even as you explore the depths of your mind. Without it, you risk losing yourself to the shadows. With it, you gain control. So my friends, the true path to mental strength isn't avoiding darkness. It's understanding it, transforming it, and using it as fuel for growth. Ask yourself today, what shadow within me can become my greatest teacher? Remember, strength isn't found in silencing our inner voices, but in listening and learning from them. Your journey will not be without challenges, but it's through challenge that we forge resilience, courage, and purpose. Embrace your shadows and let them guide you to become the person you were always meant to be. If this resonates with you, if you feel a shift beginning within, take a step forward and subscribe. This is only the beginning, and together we'll continue uncovering the wisdom within dark psychology to shape a mind forged in strength. Until next time, stay mindful, stay strong, and may your journey lead you to truth. Welcome aboard. Today we set sail on an inner journey to explore something critical for navigating both the open sea and life itself: mental strength. You see, out here there's no hiding from storms, and there's no escaping yourself. The sea tests you, teaches you to adapt, to stand steady against waves that seek to unbalance you. Life too has its own storms, and learning to steady yourself against them is what strengthens your mind and spirit. Let me tell you something the ocean taught me early on. The strength to stand firm doesn't come from avoiding the waves. It comes from learning to meet them head on. When I first started sailing, I thought courage meant braving the biggest storms without fear. But I quickly learned that mental strength isn't about the absence of fear. It's about being calm within the storm, So the first lesson I want to share with you is this. Find calm in your own storms. Life will throw things at you, unexpected challenges, doubts, moments where you feel like you're sinking. When that happens, take a breath, steady yourself, and let your mind settle. Just as I learned to let go of my fear of the waves, you can learn to let go of the fears that hold you back. Anchor yourself in the moment, not in the chaos around you. The second lesson comes from a story. A night I spent out at sea when a sudden storm hit. The waves were enormous, relentless. I was drenched, exhausted, gripping the wheel with all my strength. My instinct was to steer directly against the waves, to fight them. But I realized the harder I fought, the more I lost control. That night I learned that sometimes the best way to get through a storm is to let go, to work with the waves instead of against them. And this applies to life too. Know when to let go. Sometimes fighting harder is not the answer. Instead, step back, reassess, and look for ways to work with what you're facing. This isn't giving up, it's finding a new way forward. True mental strength comes from adaptability, knowing when to hold firm and when to let the current guide you. Now let's talk about resilience. Resilience is like the hull of a ship. It's what keeps you afloat. Building resilience means you keep your mind clear, focused on where you're headed, even when the winds change direction. Out here, I've had moments where the only thing keeping me moving was the knowledge that the storm would pass, that as long as I kept going, I'd reach calmer waters. So here's the third lesson. Never lose sight of your direction. Life's challenges will push and pull you, make you question your path, and even tempt you to give up. But mental strength is about keeping your vision clear, knowing where you're going, and holding that direction, no matter the circumstances. When the storm has passed, you'll find yourself stronger, more determined, and more capable. Ask yourself, how do I prepare my mind? Am I ready to face what comes my way, or do I crumble at the first sign of trouble? Just like a sailor trains to navigate the roughest seas, you too must train your mind to remain calm, disciplined, and grounded, regardless of what you face. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. See you in the next journey.
Welcome, traveler. Today you and I walk a path forged by discipline and sharpened by focus. I am Nobunaga Oda, and through countless battles and trials, I have come to understand one truth. Success is not the product of desire alone, but of disciplined action and unwavering focus. When I was a young daimyo, Japan was fragmented, a land divided, each lord protecting his own, distrustful of others. There was no peace, only survival. To unify a country, I had to unify my mind first. This leads us to the first lesson. Discipline begins with a single-minded purpose. Discipline is not born overnight. Like the blade of a katana, it is forged, hammered, and refined. Each day I would rise before dawn, train with my soldiers, and sharpen my skills, both in mind and body. There were days I wanted to rest, to escape the weight of leadership. But the moment we allow weakness to lead, we stray from the path. So ask yourself, what is your purpose? Can you see it as clearly as the blade in your hand? If you want true success, you must learn to say no to what distracts you and yes to what aligns with your purpose. This is the first step in mastering your own path. The second lesson lies in focus. On the battlefield, distractions mean death. In life, distractions are just as dangerous. They rob you of time, scatter your mind, and weaken your will. When I faced my enemies, my focus was not on their numbers or the roar of war around me. It was on the next step, the next strike, the present moment. To master focus, learn to quiet your mind, find clarity in the present. Success is not found in the distant future. It is built step by step in every disciplined action you take today. Whenever you feel your mind wandering, return to your breath, to the task before you. This is how a warrior wins battles and how you can find success. When I set out to unify Japan, I knew the path would be fraught with hardships, betrayal, bloodshed, endless battles. But I remained steadfast. The mind of a true warrior is unshaken by obstacles. Discipline teaches us resilience, and focus keeps us on our path. So, the third lesson I offer you is to embrace challenges as a part of your journey. Do not seek an easy life. Instead, seek a disciplined one, for discipline will give you strength in the face of adversity. Each setback you encounter is a lesson. Each hardship a sharpening of your spirit. Finally, understand that discipline is not merely about action, but about mind. A strong mind is like a fortified castle. It cannot be shaken by the winds of doubt or fear. On the battlefield, fear was a constant companion, but I learned to harness it, to make it my ally rather than my enemy. In life, fear often holds people back, but you must face it, confront it, and move forward despite it. Imagine your mind as a clear lake. When emotions and fears cloud it, it becomes murky, and you cannot see your path. Discipline is the act of calming those waters, allowing clarity to return, and focus to sharpen your resolve. As you continue on your journey, remember this: a life led with purpose, discipline, and focus is an unbreakable one. Whatever your mission may be, let no distraction pull you away, no hardship weaken your resolve. The path of discipline is difficult, yes, but it is the only way to achieve mastery over oneself and success in life. If you seek wisdom, if you strive for purpose, then I invite you to join me on this journey. Subscribe, and together let us learn to wield discipline as the most powerful weapon of all.
Welcome, my friend. I am Julius Caesar, and if you've come to seek wisdom, you've come to the right place. Today, I wish to share 5 lessons that delve into a side of mindfulness few dare to touch. A side grounded in focus, resilience, and the strength to rule one's own mind. Mindfulness is not merely a tool for peace, but a weapon for strength. In my lifetime, I found that true mindfulness is about using the mind to master itself, to confront what lies within us, and to rise above our instincts. So listen closely, for these lessons may transform not only your mind, but your path in life. Lesson 1. Understand your inner battle. Every mind is a battleground of thoughts, distractions, and fears. Mindfulness, in its deepest sense, is the awareness of these inner wars. Each day, I led armies across continents, but the greatest battles I fought were within myself, against impatience, doubt, anger. You must learn to observe these emotions without judgment, as a general would survey a battlefield. Only then can you make decisions free from impulsive reactions. Imagine your mind as a clear, calm lake. The more disciplined your thoughts, the clearer this lake becomes. When thoughts and emotions ripple across its surface, do not act on them immediately. Wait. This pause, this space between thought and action, is where true power lies. Lesson 2. Discipline your attention. A leader's mind cannot be scattered. It must be sharp, like the edge of a blade. In Rome, distractions and temptations were abundant, and I saw many fall victim to them. My victories, however, were a result of relentless focus on a singular vision: the unification and greatness of Rome. You must guard your attention like a fortress. Every time your focus is broken by trivial concerns, you weaken yourself. Mindfulness is not merely about presence, it is about purpose. Whatever task you undertake, pour your full attention into it. When you do this, your focus becomes unbreakable, a weapon stronger than any sword. Lesson 3. Embrace the shadows within. You see, to conquer the outer world, you must first confront the shadows within you. The Romans called this concept umbra, or shadow, the hidden parts of ourselves we often ignore or deny. Greed, fear, envy. These emotions dwell within us all. And while some would tell you to suppress these urges, I say embrace them. To master oneself, one must first know oneself completely. Understand your own darkness, your own weaknesses, for this awareness brings strength. Through mindfulness, become the observer of your own mind. Do not deny these shadows, but rather learn from them. In the end, this awareness of self makes you invincible, for no enemy can use what you have already mastered within. Lesson 4. Harness emotional resilience. In life, especially as a leader, emotions can cloud judgment. In the Senate, I witnessed envy, betrayal, and hatred simmering beneath the surface. But I learned early that emotions are like a wildfire. Uncontained, they destroy everything in their path. Yet controlled, they can warm, inspire, and build. Mindfulness allows you to contain this fire, to channel your emotions rather than being consumed by them. Imagine yourself as an ancient oak tree, withstanding both storms and sunshine. Stand firm and let no external force shake your core. When you are mindful, your resilience becomes unbreakable. and the chaos around you cannot touch your spirit. And now for the final lesson, my friend. Lead with vision, not ego. Throughout my journey, I saw men intoxicated by their own importance, driven not by vision but by personal gain. They believed their power came from dominance alone, yet they did not see that true power lies in purpose. Mindfulness teaches you to transcend ego, to lead not for glory, but for a greater cause. This requires a rare kind of focus, one that does not seek validation, one that does not falter in the face of criticism or doubt. You see, a mindful leader does not need to prove himself, for his actions speak louder than words. Live not to be seen, but to create something lasting, something meaningful. So, there you have it, 5 lessons from a Roman life spent in pursuit of greatness. Remember, true mindfulness is not merely about calmness or stillness. It is the mastery of self, the art of guiding your mind with purpose and conviction. If you seek greatness, if you strive to master your own mind, then carry these lessons with you. And if you are ready to embrace this journey, subscribe and join me as we uncover the wisdom of ages past.
They say I was known for my beauty. But beauty without wisdom is like a river without flow. It does not move, nor does it shape the world around it. Today, let me share the lessons that brought me strength, not just as a queen, but as a woman navigating the most powerful empire of my time. From my earliest days, I learned that a leader must do more than appear strong. A leader must be disciplined, focused, and always prepared. When I rose to power, Egypt was at a crossroads. I could have relied on charm and appearance alone, but I knew my strength had to come from strategy. I understood that true leadership means building alliances and choosing your words as carefully as you choose your armor. Discipline became my weapon. I learned the languages of my people and of my enemies, mastered their customs, and made myself a part of Egypt's heart. When you focus deeply on what matters, the world bends to your intent. By disciplining my mind and actions, I prepared myself not just for the throne, but for battles far more challenging. Battles of trust, betrayal, and influence. In life, it's easy to be swayed by distractions. Remember, beauty fades and appearances deceive. But when you focus on your goals and discipline yourself to act with purpose, you become unforgettable. Not for how you look, but for what you accomplish. Many see strategy as manipulation. I see it as survival. Partnering with powerful allies like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony wasn't just romance, it was a way to safeguard Egypt's future. Every alliance, every conversation was like a game of chess. The board was vast, the stakes high. I learned to think 3 moves ahead. Some believed I gained power through my beauty alone, but a leader must inspire respect, not just admiration. A woman who knows her worth does not rely on what others think of her. She defines herself, leads without apology, and stands firm in her purpose. There will always be those who doubt your abilities, who question your right to lead. Embrace that doubt and let it fuel your drive. As a woman, I showed strength by being more than a queen. I became a symbol of resilience for my people. And you too can become a symbol for those around you if you lead with confidence and strength. One last lesson: know yourself deeply. Even amid the noise of politics and power, I took moments to reflect, to ask myself, am I leading with purpose? Am I aligned with my values? Self-reflection kept me grounded, made me mindful of each step. Self-reflection isn't a weakness, it's a strength. It allows you to step back, regain clarity, and avoid actions that may lead you astray. Without it, you risk losing yourself to the world's demands. So take time to be with yourself, to know your worth, and to align your actions with your purpose. In every choice, remember this: beauty and power may catch the eye, but wisdom and strategy win the heart. Lead with discipline, resilience, and self-awareness, and you will leave a legacy worth remembering. Want to hear more ancient wisdom that can shape your future? Join us and uncover the stories that inspire.